Hey, I thought I'd do an arcade mode run on Battle for the Grid because that's basically the only content I can I can play on this game right now. I got pretty high on the leaderboards, and past that point, there's just like barely anybody for you to be matched with. But it just wouldn't be a bad thing if the game had lobbies, but it doesn't. You also can't invite your friends either, so you only have ranked and casual, and a lot of people are also taking a break from the game, waiting for you know, the low blocking and stuff to be fixed too. So that's part of the problem as well. Let's have some fun and do some infinites. The arcade mode in this game is very much like Skullgirls when it launched. You know, the game only has 9 characters, so you're going to be fighting the same ones over and over and over. I think they could have done with reducing the amount of fights by like maybe 2 or 3. That would have made things a lot less repetitive. Maybe I already do know who 2 of the next DLC characters are going to be, but assuming that they continue to support this game, I'm sure the arcade mode will be far more fun than it is now.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Pretty disappointed this game didn't turn out as well as I'd like, but I have faith they'll fix it. Like I said in my last video, I have not had the best luck with purchasing video games lately. Between DMC5, the Bloody Palace patch not delivering what a lot of people are hoping for, and then this, and Fate Extell and Link PC versions, just been a kind of a low period for the channel, but it's fine because I don't particularly have a lot of funds to be buying new games this month anyway. I do have a copy of Ys 8 coming for Switch from Gamefly. I heard it's a pretty bad port, but I looked on YouTube and I couldn't find anything about there being updated patches or anything, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I'll put out a port review if I can. Also, this stage drops frames a lot on the Switch. It's like one of the worst levels you can get when you're playing online. You can see how repetitive this is, especially since two of the characters are locked, or actually three of the characters are locked behind the boss levels. So you pretty much just go through the same match endlessly. Skullgirls, at the very least, had the luxury of having you know, free team selection. Like you could choose 1-on-1 or 1 versus 2 or 2 versus 3, and so on and so forth. So that helped to reduce the monotony a little bit, but you don't have that luxury in this game, so a lot of the same thing. Yeah, sometimes that right link after the rectus doesn't work. I don't think it works on him. I wish I could go to the Wednesday night fights, but I don't have a ride. I think I'd probably have fun just playing there, actually being able to block low. I did play some local offline matches with a friend a couple nights ago, and it actually was quite fun. He had not played the game, but you know, he had fighting game fundamentals. He's a pretty good Dragon Ball FighterZ player. He was enjoying it, but online, unfortunately, is a much worse experience because you can't block low, and you also can't block overhead sometimes. Kind of weird how, like, calling assist is not safe in this game at all. Neither is tagging. See how much the frame rate's tanking. I have faith they'll fix this game. It's just a little disappointing. We haven't had a good tokusatsu game in quite some time. The last one that was really good was probably Batride War Genesis. But that game was disappointing in its own way too. It was very lacking in like just post-game content. Kind of the same problem Dynasty Warriors 9 did, you know. Batride War Genesis had tons of unique characters. There were no clones in the game. The combat, for what it's worth, was decent. It was very much like a poor man's Basara, but it was better than a lot of other, you know, Muso-like games.
3, 2, 1.
It also ran at a pretty choppy 30 FPS too, so that didn't do any favors. Climax Fighters was probably the worst game I bought recently on this channel. I don't really like saying that either. I was really excited for that game. I think this game is definitely better gameplay-wise. Climax Fighters had really bad netcode. I could not even play it online at all. You know, I'll take not being able to block online over netcode that's like not even functional. What it's worth, this game has pretty good gameplay too. It just needs a lot of refinement. Nice snapback. Tokusatsu games in general have been mostly disappointing. And here the Climax Fighters sequel on Switch is not very good either. I was kind of interested in getting it, but after I got burnt on that last one for $80, I was not down to spend that much money again. Yeah, I bought Rolling Gunner for like 25 bucks, and I have a bunch of extra yen on my Japanese Switch account, so I can easily put that towards something else. I know I'll have a lot more fun with that than Climax Fighters sequel. You can see how many times you get this level while you're in arcade mode. Now imagine how bad it is when you're actually playing a human being and you get this map and you can't like react to things as well as you could normally. So the Mastodon Sentry, Goldar, and Lord Draken are locked behind these last two fights. So that's literally a third of the roster you don't get to experience until you get to the end. I think that's the biggest issue with this arcade mode. I think just having it be like 5 fights, just like 3 with the regular characters and then 2 with the bosses would be a little bit more ideal. It's still fun to play, but it definitely feels like it overstays its welcome. But that's mostly just due to the lack of character and roster size. Character variety and roster size. Oh yeah, she's locked behind it too, so you only get like 5 characters you can fight. there.
KO. Three, two, one, fight.
Well, there you go. There's the arcade mode. I'm on my second monitor right now. There's a couple people, like maybe 3 dozen people streaming the game right now. I wonder if they notice you can't block. You can't block low. I'm glad I got as far as I did without abusing that stuff, but it just got to the point where it wasn't really fun anymore. Hopefully they'll have it fixed this week. A lot of the hope was that it would be fixed along with the PS4 launch, which was kind of staggered by a week, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. Anyway, that's Battle for the Grid. I'll have more footage of this out once they fix the online, and provided I can still continue to get matches. Let me see where my ranking is now. I've gone down quite a bit because I haven't been playing, but I think I was like 34. But I don't really have any interest in playing much more in this current state. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.